Hello, today we're going to be making Sophie's dress from Howl's Moving Castle. For Sophie's dress, I'm going to be using the pattern from Indigo Patterns on Etsy. And to start, we're going to print out just the piece that has the key on it. Make sure that it is measuring 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters once it has been printed out. Then, once we know that the sizing is correct, we can then go ahead and match the triangles on the sides of the pieces and tape them together. For some reason, my printer cuts off the bottom here. My printer is not very good, but when you look at the pattern on the computer, it does have the triangle down here, but this is the correct size, so I'm just doing my best to match it up. I cut the bodice back and the bodice front lining pieces out of some scrap green cotton, and now I'm going to sew them together. This will act as the mock-up to see if the dress fits before committing to making the entire dress, and hopefully, if it does fit, I can just go ahead and use these pieces as the lining. I sewed the lining pieces together for the darts in the front, the darts in the back, and then sewed them together along the shoulder seams and the side seams. I tried it on and I was pretty happy with the fit, so now I will continue on with making the dress and use this as the lining. Then I cut out the bodice back, the front yoke, and the front bodice pieces out of some matte satin. This is a bit more pastel than her dress is in the movie, but it was the closest I could find. It is also a bit greener in person. It's showing up kind of grayish on camera. Lay out the yoke and front bodice pieces, and then I used pins to mark the center point and the markings from the pattern on both of those pieces so I can match them up later. Now we're going to gather along this curved edge so that each of the pins match. Sew the bodice front to the bodice yoke and then iron it. Sew the darts into the back bodice pieces just like we did for the lining. Sew the front of the bodice to the back of the bodice along the shoulder seams and along the side seams. Cut the collar and the collar underlining out of the satin fabric, and then on the underlining I applied some fusible interfacing. The interfacing is cut so it doesn't extend into the seam allowance, which seems like it could be really good for not having a lot of bulk. I haven't used this technique before, and I'm curious to try it. However, I did kind of have trouble getting things to line up, so hopefully it'll turn out okay. Putting right sides together, we're going to sew the two collar pieces together along the top. After the two pieces have been sewn, trim away the excess seam allowance and then edge stitch on the side that has the interfacing. Putting right sides together, sew the bottom of the non-interfaced side of the collar to the collar of the bodice. The pattern instructions gave the option to either use the included pattern or use a chart to draft your own pattern to save on printer paper. So that's what I did, and I'm going to cut it out of the green satin. I should point out that this takes a bunch of fabric. It is a quarter circle skirt. I serged along the top of the skirt and also along the two back sides of the skirt to prevent any fraying. Then I pinned it onto the dress form, and I'm going to leave it like this overnight since it is a partial circle skirt. That way if any stretching happens over the bias, I can trim it to be level later on. Gather the skirt and attach it to the bodice. Sew the dress together along the center back seam using a regular size stitch for the bottom up to where the zipper ends, and then baste it together at the top to stabilize it while we sew the zipper in. The zipper is only sewn to the seam allowance. It's not sewn to the outer fabric here so that we can add the lining in. The instructions go into more detail and also use an invisible zipper. All I had was a regular zipper, so that's what I used for this project. But hopefully it'll still end up looking okay. Putting right sides together, we're going to sew the lining to the dress just along the zipper, along the same line of stitching that we just made, folding the bottom edge of the lining upward so that it is level with the waist. And we're leaving it open at the bottom and at the neckline so it can be turned right side out. The pattern also recommends edge stitching the lining to keep it from getting caught in the zipper. Now it's time to do some finishing work on the inside of the bodice. So we're going to take the lining and fold the collar over the lining so that the raw edges are encased and hand sew everything closed. I also went ahead and sewed some white lace along the top of the collar. Fold the bottom edge of the lining over as well, and again we're going to hand sew it into place so that there's no raw edges showing. I decided to just line the bodice and not line the sleeves, so I went ahead and serged the lining and outer portion of the armholes together to keep everything from fraying and to keep them connected. To finish off the bodice, we're going to sew 3 buttons along the front, just underneath the collar. You could just use some pre-made buttons, but I decided to use a button cover kit to make some buttons that would match the fabric of the dress. Moving on to the sleeves, I cut the cuffs out of the green satin and then applied some interfacing to the middle of them. I realized later on that I was supposed to only interface 1/2 of the cuff, but I don't feel like recutting it, so I'm just going to use this. Then we're going to put right sides together and sew the cuffs together along the side. Then I cut the base sleeve out of the green fabric again, and I did end up shortening it by about 3 inches by slicing it along the line and then sliding the 2 pieces together so that they're shorter, but that the length at the bottom would still be proportional to the cuff, though I did end up making my cuffs a little bit smaller since I have relatively small hands. I serged all around the edges of the sleeve pieces to keep them from fraying and sewed 2 lines of gathering stitches from the points marked at the top of the sleeve on the pattern and also at the bottom of the sleeve, making sure to leave enough room at the ends for seam allowance. Putting right sides together, fold the sleeves in half and sew them together along the side seam. Putting right sides together, I then gathered the bottom of the sleeve and sewed on one side of the cuff. Then fold over the cuff, folding the raw edges inward, and hand sew it into place. Gather the sleeves and sew them to the bodice. To finish the dress, I sewed a rolled hem along the bottom edge of the skirt. And with that, Sophie's dress is done. For more cosplay tutorial videos, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.